Welcome to 5 is Prime. In today's video, we're going to be talking about equivalent fractions. I find a lot of the time we hear the word equivalent fractions, and many fifth graders don't know what that actually means or what that looks like. So today, we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into that and actually show what happens when we find those equivalent fractions. So we're going to talk about three things. What does this mean? We're going to model and we're going to show what it looks like. And then I'm going to show you how to find them. So equivalent fractions are fractions with different numerators and denominators, but represent the same amount. So I have some models to help us figure that out. What does that look like? So I have 1/2, I have 2/4, and I have 4/8. These are all equivalent fractions. They represent the same amount, but if you look, your numerators and your denominators, the number on the bottom, are different. So let's take a look and see if I were to use my little highlighting tool and highlight this, what this would look like. So for 1/2, this means that I have my shape is cut into 2 pieces, and I have one of those 2 pieces. So I always like to use pizzas, for example. If I have a pizza cut into 2 slices, I have one of those slices. For my next set, I have 2/4. I have 4 pieces in total, and I am keeping 2 for myself. So I have 2/4 of the pizza. If you look and see and compare 1/2 to 2/4, they represent the same amount of that circle. So let's look at 4/8. There are 8 pieces in total, and I have 4 of them on my plate. So I have 4/8. Comparing 1/2 to 2/4 to 4/8, they all represent the same amount of space. These fractions are equivalent. So how do I find the equivalent fractions? Finding equivalent fractions for 2/3. So this is going to be our example here. Let's shade in 2/3. I always like to have a model next to what I'm working with. There's 1/3 and a little sloppy, but there are 2/3. All right. So to find an equivalent fraction, all you need to do is multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So if I have 2/3, I can multiply 2 and 3 by any number I like, and it will make an equivalent fraction. So let's just stick with 2. If I multiply 2 times 2, it'll equal 4, and 3 times 2 will equal 6. Let's move over to our model. What I've done is I've cut each piece into 2 pieces. So let's do that. I'm just going to cut this, and cut this, and cut this. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 in total. I have 4/6. Now let's go back and let's try a different number. So let's multiply by 3 this time. 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. So over on my model, I'll need to separate each chunk into 3 pieces as best as I can. And when I'm finished, I'll have 9 pieces total, and 6 will be shaded in. So now I have 6/9. So whenever you're making equivalent fractions, you can use any number as long as you multiply the numerator and the denominator. I like to tell my kids that you can multiply by 1,000 if you'd like. they will always be equivalent to the original fraction. I hope that that makes sense, and I hope that clears up any questions about equivalent fractions. I will see you in the next video.